Y'all, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Iowa takes down LSU. I got one question for y'all. Are y'all not entertained? Are you not entertained? Iowa just defeated LSU in the Elite Eight. And they move on to the Final Four. Final score is Iowa 94, LSU 87. And oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Caitlyn Clark is her. Caitlyn Clark took over this game from the get-go and just dominated, y'all. She had 41 points in this game. Not just that, she had 7 rebounds. Not just that, she had 12 assists. And guys, she gets the job done. She gets the job done for Iowa. Iowa moves on to the sweet chance to go to Cleveland, Ohio. And they are into the Final Four, guys. This was not the expectation that I had for this game. I thought that LSU was going to win it. But there were several factors. There were several factors that led to Iowa getting the dub. First of all, of course, absolutely, it is Caitlyn Clark who was just lighting it up from the beginning of the game. She was lighting it up from 3, and it was contagious. It was contagious. It wasn't just Caitlyn draining threes. She got her teammates involved as well. She had 12 assists. In total, Iowa had half of their field goals were from assists. They had 16 assists and 32 field goals in this game. And it was the way that the LSU had to play Iowa. It was Caitlyn dicing through the lane because you couldn't really necessarily stop her, because when she was getting to the basket, when she cut that corner and got to the basket and got buckets, you couldn't really stop her, because if you did, you were likely to get a foul, or if you had too much help defense, then she would pass it to the person that you just got off of, and they would get an easy bucket. And then Caitlyn had Hailey Van Lith on skates all game. She had her own skates, and I couldn't believe that Kim Mulkey had Hailey Van Lith on Caitlyn Clark basically the entire game. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, at what point are you gonna take? At what point? It was until the game was basically over in the fourth quarter that they decided, okay, we're gonna put Flau'jae Johnson, our best defender, on Caitlyn Clark. It was, y'all, this game was insane in the membrane, insane, ain't got no brain. That's what this game was. It was crazy. Iowa looked like they had the game. Just not in terms of the lead, but in the first quarter, I was like, oh, this is going to be problematic. And the reason why I said that is because you saw the sheer amount of shots that Iowa made in that first quarter, right? You look at the shots. They made 5 3-pointers in that first quarter. Their shots in that first quarter were all at the 3-point line or directly in the paint. And I was like, oh, yes, LSU had the lead at the end of the first quarter. They were leading 31-26 at the end of the first quarter, but the momentum, it felt like, was with Iowa, because I was like, Iowa can continue this pace going forward. LSU can, but at the same time, it felt like Iowa's game. It felt like Caitlyn's game, even though Iowa was technically losing at the end of the first quarter. Guys, this was a flat out game. And guys, I hope y'all were entertained today. We saw some fantastic women's basketball. This was the game of the year. I know we talk about the South Carolina LSU game that happened earlier in the season. We talk about that being the game of the year. But guys, this was the game of the year. This was the game of the year. This was the moment where we saw the championship rematch that we all wanted to see. Everybody was saying that LSU was going to win. Even I said LSU was going to win. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a close game, but I thought LSU was going to win this game. But ultimately, we see Caitlyn Clark put up a 40-piece and get the job done for her team. Once again, Caitlyn Clark does it. Once again, she does it. We saw her hit 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. At one point, I think she made 3 3-pointers in a row. Deep 3-pointers. Not even at the line 3-pointers. They were deep 3-point shots. And you can't guard that. What can you do? What can you do at all? You can't guard Caitlyn when she is on. Because if you overly guard her, then you're gonna wind up with being in foul trouble. Because she's gonna draw the foul on you when she pulls up for the shot. Or she's gonna blow by you. So yes, Hailey Van Lith was on Caitlyn basically in the entire game. And if I was Kim Mulkey, I would have taken Hailey Van Lith off of Kim Mulkey and put in Flau'jae Johnson as a defender. Could Flau'jae Johnson have stopped everything that Caitlyn did? No. Caitlyn still would have ate, but she would have had to work a little bit more on defense. Hailey Van Lith in the previous game in the Sweet 16, I thought she did a good job. I thought she did a good job defensively, but she just couldn't take the pressure. She couldn't do it defensively against Caitlyn Clark. Guys, if y'all are in here, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. We got 39 likes in the chat, but we got almost 600 people in the chat. So if y'all get that like button, that would be fantastic. Guys, what a fantastic basketball game we just saw. Caitlyn Clark does it again. She was on. She ended up making 9 out of 20 from 3. 9 out of 20. And she finished the game with 41 points, guys. Not only does she have 41 points in this game, but she got some passes in too. I said pregame that I thought that a key to the game was not only to have Caitlyn score a lot of points, but it was to get Caitlyn to score, to not only score herself, but to get her teammates involved and to get her teammates hidden. Because if you can make the teammates a threat, if you can make the players on Iowa not name Caitlyn Clark a threat, where you can't totally help off, that's when Caitlyn gets even more dangerous. When she's getting to the basket and she's about to turn that corner and you can't fully commit. You can't fully commit in terms of help defense because you're afraid of her passing it off to your defender, to the player that you're guarding. Like that is a tough out. And when Caitlyn is cooking and you got other players on Iowa cooking as well, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It is an absolute wrap. And guys, even Mr. President was excited about this game. Even Mr. President was so excited. Guys, we're going to talk through some of the key players I felt for Iowa. Yes, of course, it is Caitlyn Clark who just does her thing and gets the dub for her squad. But it wasn't just her. It was Sydney Falter. Sydney Falter had 14 points in this game, or 16 points, I should say, in this game. She came up with some timely buckets, especially 2 big 3-pointers. Guys, Sydney Falter, she was a key player in this game. She was a key player. Yes, absolutely, you have like the core of Iowa, which is Caitlyn and Gabby Marshall and Kate Martin. But Sydney Falter stepped up in this game. 16 points. She did the work. She did the work to get the job done for Iowa. And I mean, what else can you? I'm just saying, like, what else can you do if you are LSU? It's tough. It is absolutely tough. And it wasn't just Sydney Falter. that did her thing, right? It wasn't just her. It was other players on Iowa who showed up and showed out in this game. And guys, I have to say that once again, I am incredibly impressed with Kate Martin. Once again, Kate Martin has done what she needed to do. They call her the glue for this team. She has once again like gotten in her shooting bag, first of all, and she just became a threat. She was 8 of 16 overall, so 50%. She finished with 21 points in this game. 21 points, 21 big points. She had 6 rebounds as well. Kate Martin is just, she's an emergency exit. Sometimes when Iowa gets stuck or Caitlyn needs somebody to pass it to, who does she find? She finds Kate Martin. She finds Kate Martin because Kate Martin is going to knock down the shot, and that's what she did today. So it was Caitlyn Clark. It was Sydney Falter. It was Kate Martin. And guys, overall, I thought that Hannah Stokey did a pretty decent job. I thought she did a pretty decent job in this game. When we talk about total points, sure, she wasn't that impactful. She only had 8 points in this game. But I thought overall her defense and her just sort of being a pest on the defensive end, I thought it helped. There were shots that I thought that she sort of impacted, and her ability to just sort of like tip the ball around when it came to rebounds as well, I thought was pretty nice. Yes, LSU out-rebounded Iowa, but there were certain key rebounds that Iowa got that I thought were pretty impressive. And part of that is through just sort of like tipping the ball. It was Hannah Stokey and it was Caitlyn Clark that tipped the ball quite a bit when it came to getting those collective rebounds. Disadvantage 128 says there's no reason why Flau'jae was not on Clark. Yeah. Flau'jae Johnson got moved to Caitlyn Clark late in the fourth quarter, and guys, that was a little bit too little, too late. That was, and it wasn't just defensively. Like I also thought that just overall, Hailey Van Lith looked off today. She just looked off. Absolutely, there were bad decisions that she made in the passing lane. There was bad reads that she made in terms of like her trying to get her shot when instead she should be passing it down low. But shouts out to Iowa. They did their thing. They got the dub. But I do want to hone in terms of the losing plays that LSU had that combined for their loss. Yes, overall I thought Iowa was the better team. Flat out. The better team. But guys, LSU it was a multiple of things. It was the fact that Angel Reese twisted her ankle, right? She was going for a block, got called for the foul, had momentum and was running out of bounds, somehow twisted her ankle, and she came out the game. Well, actually went over to the bike for a little bit, and she came back in, and Angel Reese never looked the same. She never looked the same after that. Before that happened, Angel Reese was dominating in the first quarter. Absolutely, positively dominating in that first quarter. And there was nothing that Iowa could do to really stop them at all. Nothing they can do. And once that happened, once she twisted her ankle, came back in, sure, she was still impactful, but she wasn't, you could tell Angel Reese wasn't moving like she normally moves. She wasn't. When it came to getting rebounds and she was still getting rebounds and whatnot, but the way that she played was not the same. It just wasn't. It was not the same once she came back. And that's a tough call. That is a tough shake for Angel Reese. And she of course finishes the game very well. I thought Angel Reese played a phenomenal game. She had 17 points in this game. She had 20 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Yes, she does get fouled out. I would say that last foul against Angel Reese was horrible. That overall, I thought the refs did a great job in this game. Overall, I thought they did a great job. We talk about, making sure the refs are not a factor and are not sort of the main things that are talked about in a game. And I thought the refs did a great job. There were 2 calls that I thought were terrible. There was the Caitlyn Clark's first foul. It was a very phantom call where, she swipes, but she didn't even touch. I don't even remember who it was that she was guarding at the time. But she didn't even touch the player, and she got called for a foul. And then it was the final foul against Angel Reese that I thought was just a bad call, in my opinion. She was called for a charge, and to me, there was still movement. That shouldn't have been a charge. That should have been a blocking foul. But overall, the refs get a hand clap. I thought they did a great job. Overall, they did a great job in this game. And it's tough. It is absolutely tough to beat a team like Iowa when Caitlyn is firing on all cylinders and her teammates are firing as well. Guys, if y'all could please hit that like button, that would be absolutely positively phenomenal. And if you're watching on Twitter as well, if y'all could hit that like button as well, that would be great. We got 700 people in the chat, but guys, we only got 165 likes. If y'all could hit that like button, that would be great. Let's see. Marcia said, Quita, where are my receipts from the video where I said if Iowa can get out in transition and score and make threes, they will win? They did this. LSU was gas. Show me the receipts. I mean, you're right. I told people, I told all of y'all, I said to keep y'all same energy. If y'all was like, Iowa's gonna dominate, I said keep y'all same energy. If y'all said LSU was gonna dominate, I said keep that same energy. And it was all about Iowa getting the job done and ultimately looking like the best team out there. Absolutely looking like the best team. Kyra, I see your message about subs only. It is subs only right now. The chat is only for subs right now. So I guess that means there's a lot of subs comments. But yeah, the chat is subs only. Yep. Honestly says, hey Q, Hailey Van Lith was physically ill and had to have an IV. She was off mentally all season. I blame Kim. If she was physically ill and had to have an IV, why didn't last year Poa start this game? And also, I'm not doubting that at all. I'm not doubting that. I'm doubting the coaching decision on that. If she was messed up and sick, which is understandable, people get sick. That's not the problem. But if she was sick and had to have an IV and all that stuff, why would you start her? And also, why would you have her guard Caitlyn Clark? It doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, that makes no sense at all. So, yeah, I think that's a bad coaching decision, in my opinion. If that is true, that she was real sick and all that stuff, like it just, why would you do that? Why would you do that? JB2 Explorer says, I picked Iowa Hawkeye alum here believing. I mean, y'all know that song? Y'all know that song? It's like, don't stop believing. I mean, Iowa fans didn't stop believing. Y'all didn't stop believing, and y'all end up with this, a W. 94 Iowa, 87 LSU. Y'all, this game was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Guys, my mom ended up texting me during the game, and she was like, this is a crazy game. I mean, yeah, it was crazy. It was an absolute crazy game. And guys, this is a W for women's basketball. Like this has been a great showing for women's basketball. We saw two of the best teams in the country doing a thing, doing their absolute thing. Yes, Iowa does end up with the dub off the back of Caitlyn Clark, who was just phenomenal, but also from other people. But I thought this was a battle between Angel and Caitlyn. And I believe Angel held up to her bargain. She did all she could. And she was scoring. Especially you saw in that first quarter. Angel Reese was going off. But LSU decided, in my opinion, to do something a little bit silly. Instead of just completely going through Angel Reese for the entirety of the game, LSU started to shoot jumpers and miss. They started to try to just do what they can individually, and they missed. Instead of running the entire game through Angel Reese, LSU, they didn't do that. And I think that's partially why they lost. The decision-making on the court offensively for LSU should have been through Flau'jae Johnson and Angel Reese. And it wasn't. You saw bad mental mistakes from players, and I was just like, what are y'all doing? Y'all had success with Angel Reese. Even if she doesn't score it, her passing it out to someone else, y'all had that. And y'all went away from it. And y'all just started doing whatever y'all wanted to do. And guys, that was a problem. That was a huge problem. Mika says, yes, LSU's game is the post. Yeah. And they wasn't really totally going through the post. And that's problematic. Dre says Angel played well. She did. Absolutely. She played better than well. Angel Reese played great. But she couldn't win the game by herself. She couldn't do it. Dre also said they didn't double Clark and let others beat them. I mean, the problem with Caitlyn Clark is you can't double her. Well, that's the problem with Iowa, is because when you double her, then you have other players show up and step up and hit buckets. And that's what you had. Even when Caitlyn wasn't shooting the shots, it was her teammates that was making stuff happen. So, yeah. Frank says, I'm highly impressed with Iowa's team effort, period. Facts. Annie says, never stop believing. Oh, man. Irene says, Monkey got outcoached. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yep, I would agree with that. Yeah. The decision to start Hailey if she was sick, and the decision to have Hailey guard Caitlyn Clark for the majority of the game, I thought was a bad decision. Robert says, hey, Quita, like you say, anyone can get got. Go Gamecocks. I mean, yeah, in this case, Iowa was the better seed. So technically, I don't think this is a case of LSU getting got because technically Iowa should have beat them anyway. But yes, I expected LSU to get the dub. They didn't. They did. Yeah, sure, they did get got. even as the lower seed, they did get got in this game, and congrats to Iowa. They played a phenomenal game of women's basketball. Guys, shout out to the people on Twitter who are watching this. If y'all could hit that heart button on Twitter, that would be really, really great. Guys, we saw some great basketball. What are your thoughts? Give me one takeaway from this game. Give me one takeaway that you get from this game. One word. Give me a one-word takeaway from this game. All right, JH Marvelous, thank you so much for the super chat, says, it was a great showing of the game of basketball. Facts. Facts. Regardless of if the team that you wanted to win won or lost, guys, this is a dub for women's basketball. This is a straight up dub for women's basketball. And hey man, Caitlyn going to Cleveland. Caitlyn is going to Cleveland. Caitlyn is going to Cleveland. Iowa is back in the Final Four. Guys, I would have loved for Iowa and LSU not to have been in the same bracket, because I would have loved for them to meet in the Final Four. But, guys, we didn't get what we wanted. They met earlier in the Elite Eight. And what a game. What a game. Mikaylah says, I'm on a high right now. Iowa fans, it's time for y'all to talk y'all stuff, man. It's time for y'all to talk y'all stuff. I don't see JB and RC. RC is probably going crazy right now. RC is probably going crazy. Goodness Rated says, hi, Quita. Told you Iowa will win. Angel Reese gave Caitlyn Clark a kiss at the end of the game. Caitlyn Clark and Iowa gonna win it all. Ooh. Hey, Goodness Rated said Iowa and Caitlyn are gonna win it all. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of sportsmanship. I mean, a lot of people who don't know women's basketball were talking a lot of stuff about this game, and they were, we've seen some stuff written on social media where people was like trying to make LSU seem like the bad guys and Iowa look like the good guys. But guys, it ain't nothing personal with these players. These players just wanted to leave it all out on the court and win the game. But overall there was great sportsmanship throughout. It was just a fun game. It was just a fun game to watch. Rosalind says, every time Caitlyn Clark scored threes, LSU forced shots from threes, should have given it to Angel Reese in the post. Yeah. I mean, the game was lost partially through that. You feed your post. Angel Reese was locked in this game. She was locked in. And you went away from her. You went away from her. And Aneesah Morrow, I thought overall Aneesah Morrow didn't have a good game. Sure, in terms of stats, she ended up with 14 points and 14 rebounds. Sure, absolutely. In terms of stats, yes, she did her job. But there were so many, in my opinion, bunny shots that were missed. There were so many bunny shots missed by Aneesah Morrow. And they needed Aneesah to play great. And she played okay. And it wasn't great. Yeah, sure. You look at the stats and yeah, Aneesah Morrow got buckets. But she missed buckets that she should not have missed. And buckets that she normally makes. And that's the thing. That is absolutely a thing. John says LSU could not consistently hit shots outside the paint. Well, they didn't need to. You could have, if you were able to consistently get the ball to Angel Reese in the paint and have her decide what she's going to do, whether or not she's going to score or whether or not she's going to pass the ball. Even if you got mid-range shots, if you were able to consistently hit mid-range shots and got stops from Iowa, there was still a chance to win this game. There was absolutely still a chance to win this game. Yes, you can't trade threes for twos, but if Aneesah Morrow and Flau'jae Johnson and Mikaylah Williams and Hailey Van Lith make a couple more of those easy 2-point shots, they win the game. But it is what it is, guys. Iowa moves on once again. Marcia says, love you, quit it. Love you guys too. I appreciate y'all. Alabama says LSU beat themselves. I wholeheartedly agree. Wholeheartedly. Because this is a game that LSU should have won. They did beat themselves. Yes. Because they started to do stupid things. And that's what cost them the game. Didi in Tennessee says LSU got by their coach. Oh man. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yeah, if Flau'jae Johnson would have guarded Caitlyn from the beginning, I think this would have been a different game. All right, so here are the words of the day. Maria says Iowa defense. MMA says IQ. Facts. Didi says sellout. Journey says got. Tasha says coaching. Yeah. Michael's one takeaway is Caitlyn. I mean, Caitlyn Clark, man. David says crushed. Alan said didn't watch it. Chanel says Flau'jae didn't put up enough shots. Yeah. Rosalind says poise. Mika says elite. NMS says redemption. Absolutely. Donta said keep that same energy, Quita. LSU got. I mean, yes, if technically they didn't because they were the lower seed, but yeah, they did get got because I expected them to win. And a lot of people who are women's basketball fans and just watch a lot of the game expected LSU to win. So yes, in that case, yes, LSU did get got. Yeah. Tangela says buckets. Early says passing. Yeah. I am Joe says stressful. Facts. This was a stressful game. And throughout, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh. LSU goes on a run. Oh, okay. Iowa goes on a run. Oh, okay. It was back and forth. And that's the kind of basketball I like to watch. Now, guys, you know that I don't totally care who wins. I don't. I just want to watch good basketball. And I saw some great basketball. Rico says solo act. Merlia says one word epic. Facts. Carmela says intriguing. This was very intriguing. She Code says great showing for Caitlyn and Reese. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Ayups, thank you so much for the super chat. Ayups says LSU should have mixed up defense and tried box and one or diamond and one. It wouldn't have stopped Caitlyn, but they seem to be running last year's strategy without the personnel. Morris, yeah. And Iowa has learned from last year. And I would venture to say that Iowa has a better team this year than they did last year. I would venture to say that they had a better team than last year. This year they have a better team. You look at some of the players and you see, yes, you don't have Savannah, and Savannah was fantastic, but Sydney Falter looks great. You know, Kate Martin looks even better than she did last year. And I would say O'Grady, Addie O'Grady, I thought she put in some great minutes defensively. She only ends up with 5 points in this game, but like defensively, I thought Addie O'Grady did a great job. A fantastic job in this game. She played for 15 minutes, and I thought there was no real let up when she was put in the game. So shout out to Addie O'Grady. I thought she did great. Slow Motion says LSU will be back. We'll see. I mean, they likely will be back, though. They likely will be back. Bjork says Iowa hasn't won the championship yet. No, but they are going to Cleveland. So Iowa has a better chance of winning the championship than LSU does this year. So, you know, I'm just saying. Lance says so Iowa beat LSU. Iowa have to win a championship. This is what matters. I mean, yeah, but the way to get to the championship was through LSU, and they beat LSU. So, I'm sorry, LSU fans. I'm sorry. I know y'all upset, guys. I'm sorry, LSU fans, but some team's fan base had to come out of this with the L, and that's what your team did. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Maybe next year y'all will come back and look well, and be able to make some stuff happen. Thank you so much, Michael, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate you, sir. Mika says the refs did a great job this game. I think, yeah, I completely agree. I thought that the refs did a fantastic job. Yeah, they did a fantastic job. Fantastic freaking job. Absolutely. Emilio says everybody wants to see LSU lose. The hater out there. Emilio. I mean, I feel like sometimes LSU fans have like a victim mentality. Like y'all think everybody's out to get y'all. Some people have really been out to get LSU. Absolutely. And like that LA Times article, for example. Some people are really out to get LSU and really don't like LSU. But guys, like, everybody's not a hater, man. Like, come on, Emilio. Come on, man. Everybody's not a hater. Like, oh man. Phyllis says, I am so happy for my pick, Iowa. They played the game to the last buzzer. They did. Absolutely, they did. Jamal says, big shout out to Iowa for the win. Nothing but respect. Facts, man. Facts. Michael says, I'm glad both teams showed respect to each other. There wasn't dirty play, and a couple of times they helped each other up. Facts. Thank you again for the super chat, Michael. But yeah. I thought this game was a great showing of sportsmanship as well. Great game of sportsmanship. We talk about how like crazy intense this game was going to be. Lots of narratives flying all around the place, but ultimately, these just hoopers. These are hoopers that want to hoop, and we got to see some fantastic basketball. We didn't see any chippiness. Like there wasn't. I just think we saw a perfect game of women's basketball, regardless of who won. Like I don't care. About who won, but like we saw a perfect game of basketball in terms of execution on both sides. We saw the referees staying out of it, which was great. I thought overall there was 2 bad fouls that I thought that were made, but other than that, I thought this was a great game. And we saw great sportsmanship. And I mean, what more can we want? What more can we want besides your team winning? If you're an LSU fan. What more can we want for women's basketball than to see a fantastic game? A fantastic game of players who showed up and showed out on the biggest of stages. Shout out to Dog at Work on Twitter who said, I am an LSU alum and fan. Caitlyn Clark was on fire tonight. What an amazing showing by both teams. Facts. This was an amazing showing. This was a great game. And if you're a women's basketball fan, it's a W. It is a debut. It's a definite W. Marley Mara says, accept the loss. Okay. Carmela says the refs were good this game. They were. They were. Yeah. Chanel, I agree with you. I do agree. Yeah, the last call on Angel was not a charge. Yep. So there were two fouls that I thought were bad calls. Two. And to me, that's a great game for the refs. That's a great game if there's only two calls that I disagree with. There was the first call, the first foul against Caitlyn Clark. I thought that was a phantom, non-existent call. And then that last call against the last foul against Angel Reese, her fifth foul, that was a block. That was a blocking foul. That was not a charge. So beyond that, I thought the refs did a great job. So kudos to the refs. Y'all get an A on this game. Y'all, they did a great job. So I know we talk a lot about the bad things that the refs do. And the refs do be making crazy decisions. They do. But they did a good job today. They get a W. The refs get a W on today. Let's see. Mark says LSU choked, but they said other teams should be scared. Yeah, they did choke. Yeah, LSU did choke. They did. Yeah, LSU did choke. That's straight facts. They did, because LSU should have won this game. They should have straight up won this game. Like, I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but LSU is a better team than Iowa. They are. They didn't look like it today. They did not look like it today, but they're the better team. They are the better team today. But guys, once again, we have to continue to talk about the greatness that is Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark does it again. She is going to be the talk of the town until the Final Four. Everything's going to be all about Caitlyn Clark and how maybe in her last run of women's college basketball, Caitlyn Clark might actually get a ring. She actually might get a ring. And dog, man, they made it farther than I expected. I did not expect Iowa to make it to the Final Four. I didn't. And I said the same thing preseason. I didn't see them. I mean, I saw them doing well. I didn't see them making it as far. I also didn't see, coming into the tournament, I didn't see Iowa making it as far as they did. So like, shout out to LSU. Shout out to Iowa for a fantastic game. But Iowa does it. They do their thing, and they make it for another game. And I mean, what more can you want? What more can you want? Yeah. Edwin says wet ball gate. Yeah, there was at one point the basketball got wet, and Caitlyn was dribbling, and she was like, "What is this? This is wet." And they had to dry it off. But yeah, man. Let's see. Slow Motion says, so happy for Iowa, especially after last year, but after Friday, you won't hear anything about Iowa ever again. Well, Iowa is going to play either UConn or USC, whoever wins this game. And right now, UConn is winning 28-25. We are in the second quarter, and we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Again, UConn is beating USC right now, 28-25. Jamal says it's well documented ever since LSU won. Nothing but hate. Let's be honest. There has been a lot of haters for LSU. Absolutely has been a lot of haters. But I think in general, when you're talking about like real hoop fans, real women's hoop fans, there hasn't been much hate against LSU. There's been a lot of hate against LSU amongst people who don't watch women's basketball and people who only got introduced to women's basketball during the NCAA tournament last year. I feel like that was the huge source of hate. You know, there are people who hated how bold Angel Reese was. There's people who hate Kim Mulkey because they just don't like her. Like, but I feel like amongst like real like women's basketball fans and like fans that have been around for a long time, I don't see hate amongst that, you know. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Thank you so much, Neek the Nerd, for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. The super sticker is a video game controller evolves into a muscled version of itself under the word LVL. Okay. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Emilio says it was a good game. I'm just mad because man, LSU to me had more talent, but they didn't bring their A game tonight. Yeah. They did have LSU was the more talented team. Absolutely, LSU was a more talented team. That's straight facts. That is straight facts in my opinion. But today, they didn't show it. And it's all about what have you done for me lately. That's what it's all about. It's about what have you done for me lately. And lately, Iowa has given LSU the L. And, you know, we gonna see. Marcus says the chat is missing RC. Yeah, man, where is RC? RC is like this channel's biggest Iowa fan. He has been saying that Iowa was gonna win, and he was going crazy about this game, and you know his team won. His team won and got the dub. All right, guys, let's kind of revisit some stuff real quick. Let's revisit some stuff. DD in Tennessee says Marcus, he's in another channel. It's all right. We'll see RC eventually. There's a lot of one thing I will say about women's basketball and the game nowadays. I have loved in the last several months. I have seen a lot more women's basketball channels pop up on YouTube. Like in terms of YouTube being a place for women's basketball, it wasn't really. It was Twitter. Like you see a lot of stuff activity on Twitter with the spaces and like all this stuff happening. Shout out to Coach Yo. Coach Yo just did a spaces after the game was over. Hopefully, maybe eventually I better get Coach Yo on my channel. But anyway, back to talking about this game. Like overall, I feel like the game has grown so much on YouTube, where we're seeing channels pop up and talk about the game, and they're talking about the game. I think because the game has gotten a lot more popular. The game has gotten a lot more popular, and there's more eyeballs on it, and you're seeing different channels pop up who are covering the game and talking about the game. And shout out to them, man. Shout out to all of the YouTubers that are out there doing a thing, talking about the women's game. Now, the only thing I hope is that y'all continue to cover women's basketball as we head into the WNBA. Yes, absolutely. The NCAA gets a lot of commentary, you know, especially videos about Caitlyn or Angel or that type of stuff. Like that gets a lot of attention and a lot of videos, and I think that's fantastic. But I am excited to continue to see channels talk about women's basketball going forward, not just the crazy popular stuff that's happening in women's college basketball, but also for the WNBA as well. Erla says, do you think Jalen Sherrod will get drafted? Probably, yeah. I would see I could see Jalen getting drafted. Now the key is not just getting drafted, the key is actually making the squad. So I'm not sure. I think it depends on what team drafts her. I think that's the case for a lot of these teams actually. I think that's the case for a lot of players. It's gonna all of it is going to live and die by who drafts you. Who drafts you? You know, if it's a team that needs a guard and needs a very scrappy guard like a Jalen Sherrod, then yeah, she has a chance. But I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be tough for everybody who enters this draft. Everybody who's not a lottery pick. It's gonna be tough for them to make it. Guys, today was the day where players needed to declare for the WNBA draft. So here's who declared so far, guys. We heard earlier today that Kamilla Cardoso has declared for the WNBA draft. And so, you know, that's gonna be great. You know, I think she's probably gonna be a number 4 or number 5 pick in the WNBA draft. And you know, we'll see sort of where the others fall. We know, of course, Caitlyn's in the draft. We know Cameron Brink is in the draft. Rakia Jackson, it's just assumed that she is in the draft for this year. And yeah, man, we about to see some players get drafted. Yeah, guys. Thank you, Rosalind. UConn and USC is tied up 33 all at halftime. Guys, this is a game. Like while I'm talking to y'all, I'm watching the game like on in my periphery, and UConn is hitting buckets, USC is hitting buckets, and this is gonna be a defensive game. Danny says Van Lift didn't have a good game, but when they got all those transfers, I said there aren't enough balls to share for all those hot dogs. What? Okay. Yeah, I mean, she didn't have a good game. She had a bad game. Yeah. She had a bad game. And if she was on using an IV, and if she was really ill and all that stuff, she shouldn't have been starting. She shouldn't have been starting, in my opinion. She shouldn't have been starting, and she shouldn't have been guarding Caitlyn Clark. If that's actually the case, you know. CAC says no disrespect to Texas, but Quita, do you know how they got the number 1 seed over LSU or NC State or UConn? I mean, because they had a better record. It's not about, they don't make the seeding based off of the talent of your roster. Because if it was about the talent of your roster, then we're going to see LSU as the number 1 seed. If it's talent of your roster, it's about winning games, and it's about showing up. And Texas showed up this year. They played well in their conference and non-conference games as well, and that's why they got the number 1 seed. They earned it. They earned the number 1 seed. So, you know, that's, yeah. All right. Dre says Moki sold the team out for Hailey. Dre, I'm gonna let the LSU fans answer that. I mean, I think there were there was some, in my opinion, bad decisions made that benefited Hailey Van Lith, especially today. Guys, again, she should not have been starting in this game. She shouldn't have been. And we should have saw last year Poa get the start. We should have seen either last year Poa or Flau'jae Johnson on Caitlyn Clark. So, I mean, yeah. I feel bad for Hailey though. Like, guys, don't go all crazy on Hailey. Don't at her and don't, do all that stuff. Like, yeah, she had a bad game. She did. She absolutely did. But at the same time, like, at the same time, guys, don't go all crazy about Hailey Van Lith. Like, I think this is one of the tough parts of the game of women's basketball. Like, I think this is something that, like, even like Raven Johnson last year experienced as well. Like, yes, it's one thing to have some viral moments of not having your best game, but then for everybody to then just talk trash about you the whole time, like, it's tough. It is absolutely tough. So, guys, please be kind. Please be nice. Please be respectful, and remember that Hailey Van Lith is a human being. Yes, she had a bad game. Absolutely, she did. She flat out did. It's a fact. She had a bad game. But guys, please don't go after her. Cause remember, she's in her 20s. She's in her early 20s. She's basically still a kid. Like, all right. I know that it's probably too late, but guys, please don't go so crazy on Hailey Van Lith. It's fine. It's fine to say how that she played a bad game. This is not me saying that people shouldn't criticize her. Because I just did. I said she had a bad game and she made a lot of missteps defensively. And then offensively, I thought she made some bad reads in terms of shooting shots that she shouldn't have shot and then missing some passes. So, absolutely, bad game. But, and I'm not saying that, and I don't believe, and I'm not saying that anybody in this chat is doing that, but I know that people are going to say some wild stuff to Hailey. There's people who probably betted on this game. They probably lost a lot of money and they're upset and they're gonna say some stuff to her. And it's gonna be people who are just super fans of LSU and they're just mad and they're gonna talk crazy to her. And guys, if that is something that you may have an inkling of doing, I would ask for you not to do that. All right, I would ask for you not to do that. Michael says, I'm really worried for Hailey Van Lith's mental health. She's getting killed on social. Yeah. It is fine. It is fine to criticize a player. But I think sometimes people do go overboard. Because remember, guys, she's just, she's a person. She's a kid, man. She's a kid. She is a kid. She Code says Hailey Van Lith wanted to expand her skills, but she just isn't a point guard. Yeah, she's not. Breland says I feel so bad for Hailey right now. Social media is going crazy on her. Yeah. It's tough. It is tough to go from a team where you are the star. Hailey Van Lith was the star of Louisville. Absolute star. Dominated for Louisville. Got 20 plus points a game. She did her thing for Louisville. Came to LSU, then it was like, oh, we're building a super team, and that didn't happen. That did not happen at all. That didn't happen at all. And that when you say when you talk about how good you're going to be and whatnot, then people are going to expect it. When you are having more players come, like, it was Hailey, then it was Aneesah, then, you knew they had the number one incoming freshman class, and they was like, oh, LSU is stacked, and then the cracks start to form, They lose a couple of games they shouldn't have lost. Bad decision making. And then everyone's criticizing you. So it's tough. It is absolutely tough. Danny says Van Lith should have transferred to a guard-oriented team. I'll bet she wishes she'd come to Iowa but Iowa has good players who are under the radar. Give me a falter over her any day. I think it's about the system that she's in. It's about the system that she's in. Hailey Van Lith is a very talented player. Like, so yes, on LSU, this version of LSU, she doesn't look great. But she's a phenomenal player who has had some huge moments in the past. Absolutely. Low-key says, Quita, that's too late. LSU fans going in on her on Twitter. That's sad. Guys, don't don't do that. I mean, it's fine, criticize, but not like that, you know. Whoopa says she's gonna come back stronger. She hopefully will be. Yeah, she hopefully will come back stronger. And honestly, I'm okay if she goes back to LSU. I think she actually should stay at LSU. Like, I don't think this is a moment where she should just jump ship and go somewhere else. Like, I don't think this is that moment. This is a moment where she should stay on LSU and let's see what this team can build. You know. Oh, Dre, I'm not saying you're talking trash. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I believe you're being respectful about it. So this is not me directing that to you at all. Let's see. Yeah, I do think I do agree with that, Maria. Yeah. I don't know about the word sold out, but yeah. She was inappropriately assigned to Caitlyn Clark. We should have not seen Hailey Van Lith on Caitlyn Clark, especially for the amount of time that she was on her. Let's see. Facts, MMA Lifestyle. MMA Lifestyle says, man, LSU didn't use their IQ. First, they went away from Angel Reese down low when Iowa was double and triple teaming her down low to kick it out to shooters. Second, keeping Hailey Van Lith guarding Caitlyn Clark, like Kim put Big Fo on Caitlyn Clark. In the fourth quarter, yeah. I agree with that, MMA. I agree. I absolutely agree. There were just missteps that LSU did, and I was just like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, man? What's going on? What is going on? Whoa, y'all! It's so many comments. It's very difficult to know what's going on in the chat. Well, yeah, Alan. Everyone does have a bad day. Yeah, absolutely. There was only one person that ever lived. His name is Jesus. All right, everybody else, we all got issues, and we all mess up, and we all have bad days. Absolutely. Kasumi says constructive criticism. Yeah. Nothing wrong with constructive criticism. Nothing wrong with it. Yep, Michael. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Yeah. It wasn't just Caitlyn Clark who did her thing. It was Miss Sydney Falter, 16 points in this game, and she just had big buckets, including some big threes. Then we had the glue, the legend, the myth. It is Kate Martin. Kate Martin did her thing in this game. I thought she played very well. I thought she played very, very well in this game. She had 21 points. And it wasn't just the Caitlyn Clark show. Yes, it was the Caitlyn Clark show, but it wasn't just her for scoring. She had 41 points in this game, absolutely dominated in this game, but also she had 12 assists. And who was she passing it to? She's passing it to Hannah Stokey, Sydney Falter, Kate Martin, you know. Gabby Marshall only had 3 points in this game, but once again, Gabby Marshall, even when she's not scoring, this girl is playing some defense. Once again, I was very, very impressed by Gabby Marshall and her scoring, or not her scoring, her ability to defend. She did get 1 3-point shot, but it was her defense that I thought was great. I thought it was absolutely great. Corley family, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm praying for Hailey Van Lith, ease up on her. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Guys, don't go crazy on Hailey. She had a bad game, but yeah. Let's not go in on Hailey. All right. Theo says, first of all, Theo, thank you so much for the super chat. Theo says, Hailey Van Lith had a bad season, never had a defined role, and never got comfortable. That's on Mulkey. Needs to come back next year and prove the haters wrong. Yeah. I really do think Hailey should come back to LSU. And I think it's about seeing if she can get a more defined role. If she can squarely move into that shooting guard position and have her ball from there. I think that would be a good idea. I think that would be a very good idea. Facts, Rosalind. Yeah, these are kids. These are kids. And y'all, I don't want this to make y'all forget about okay. I do not want you all to forget about how great of a player Hailey Van Lith was at Louisville. Like, yes, she had a bad game. You know, overall her season wasn't necessarily what we expected. But y'all, Hailey Van Lith is a baller. She's a straight up baller. Yes, she's a short shooting guard, but last year, guys, she averaged 19.7 points a game for Louisville. She has showed up big time for Louisville, hit big buckets for Louisville. Yes, this LSU tenure wasn't necessarily what we expected. But to me, that's not a failure on Hailey. That shows where she needs to improve. Absolutely shows where she needs to improve. And I think she's going to do it. I think she's going to come back. She's not going to declare, in my opinion, she's not declaring for the WNBA draft. We will see her come back, hopefully, to LSU next year. And in the summer, get in with the coaches. Get in with the coaches and decide, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to be the best shooting guard as I can? Or will I focus on being trying this point guard thing again and trying to do that? What I think you have to sit down with the coaches and say, okay, what is my best path forward? What is it? What is the best path forward? Because she needs to have a defined role, in my opinion. She needs to have a defined role. Are you the spot up shooter? Is that what you are? Are you the mid-range assassin like Mikaylah Williams? Is that what you are? Or are you the point guard? What are you? Like I think that is something that she has to have a meeting of the minds with the coaching staff and say, hey, help me to define what I am. Help me to define the type of player that I can be in the pros. Help me to define that, and then work in the entire summer. Work during the summer for that. Work for that. Like I think that's key. I think that is absolutely, absolutely key. Because we know she can score. We know she can. Now you need her to you need to define her role so she can operate in that. And she's sort of been in limbo land throughout the year, and it's tough. It's tough to play like that. It is tough to play like that. Shani says not a fit for her, but she took up the challenge, which shows a lot. Yeah. Real life, real issue says, is Angel coming back? I think so, but we'll see. We will absolutely see, guys. I think she is. Guys, Nika Mule just hit a fantastic three-pointer. UConn is up 39-33. We have 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Mika says, I think LSU will be more rounded next season. They have some great players coming in and returners. We'll see if they can stay together. I think this is one of the challenging things with the transfer portal that we have no idea. This team could be absolutely different next year. This team can be absolutely different next year. And it's all about who's jumping in the transfer portal. Who's doing it? I think of all players, I think Flau'jae is staying. I think for sure she has a relationship with Kim Mulkey, and I don't think she's leaving. Could Angel leave? I don't think it's likely, but it's possible that Angel leaves. Is Hailey leaving? We'll see. Mikaylah Williams, last year Poa, so here that's the thing. We don't quite know. We don't quite know what this team is going to look like next year because we don't know who's going to enter the transfer portal. We know they're going to get some transfers to come in. But yeah, we'll see. Sean says 48 hours for Angel's announcement. Danny says she's short, but so is Georgia Amore. I hope Amore isn't dumb enough. Well, I wouldn't be dumb to transfer to LSU. I wonder how good Iowa might be if Lauren Betts had transferred to Iowa like she first said she would. I mean, here's the thing. Georgia Amore and Hailey Van Lith are completely different. Because Georgia Amore is a point guard who can flat out shoot the ball. Whereas Hailey Van Lith is not. Hailey Van Lith is a shooting guard that wanted to be a point guard. That's what it is. That is what it is. They're not the same player. Yes, they're both short, but yeah, they're not the same player. And also, I don't think that I don't think it'd be dumb for Georgia Amore to transfer to LSU. Because LSU needs a point guard. Like that's the one position that if everybody else stays on LSU, that's the one position they need. They need a point guard. They absolutely need a point guard. Is she likely to go to LSU? No. Georgia Amore is going with Kenny Brooks to Kentucky. That's where she's going. That is where she's going. Yes, Mika, I agree. Yeah. Georgia Amore is going to follow Kenny to Kentucky. Yes, I agree. I do think Morrow's coming back. I do think Aneesah's coming back. She should. In my opinion, she should come back. Yeah. And in the offseason, I think she just needs to work on finishing. Aneesah Morrow is talented. But in critical games like this, you just have to make it on your first shot. You got to make There were some there were some opportunities that Aneesah had in this game, and she missed. I mean, ultimately, she does end up with a good spread of points, right? But she ends up with 14 points, 14 rebounds, so the stats look good for her. But there were just some shots that I was like, ugh. You maybe want to be a little bit stronger on that shot to not just hit it off the front of the rim, right? So, yeah. Roop says, Hailey Van Lith is a baller. One bad game doesn't take that away. Agreed on defined roles, which means increasing hoop IQ too. Another year with this team will do wonders for her. I agree. But you need 100. It can't be okay. We're just gonna run it back and do the same thing. No, it has to be. Let's get you with the coach. Let's get you with one of the assistant coaches and have them work with you all summer. What's your defined role? And hone in on that and doing that. That's what you should do. And I think that would really help things. That would really, really help things out for Hailey. Dee said, would love to see Angel at South Carolina. That would be insane if that happened. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, Cardoso declared today. Yep. Frida said we don't want her in South Carolina. I mean, why not? I mean, she's a great player. Today is the WNBA commitment deadline. Yeah, today is. Yep. Today is the deadline. All right. RC is here. Y'all, RC is in the chat. RC, we was talking about you earlier. Yeah, I mean, y'all got the job done. Caitlyn Clark does it again. And hey man, it was fun to watch. This was a fantastic women's basketball game to watch. Yeah. RC is here, and he talking about his squad. Eugene says Caitlyn haters look foolish now. Deke says Angel and Morrow needs to learn to reset after rebounding. Yeah, I mean at times, yeah. But I think that they're fast, their quickness of quickly getting up a shot after a rebound is a skill of theirs, and instead of and they need to like learn how to get more out of those chances, because you're not going to be able to get multiple opportunities to get a bucket, right? So that that's something that you got to worry about if you're LSU next year, finishing at the rim. What up, Mich? Shout out to Mich. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mich says, been missing your live streams. Glad to catch this one. It isn't just about talent. It's heart, preparation, and determination. Go Hawkeyes. Thanks, Quita. Appreciate you, Mich. Yeah, I mean, your team had all of that. Your team had the heart. They had the persistence of Caitlyn just draining 3 after 3 after 3, and they had the persistence of running through their game plan and not getting flustered when LSU went on a run. You know, they had the determination to prove people wrong and win this game. Yes, a lot of people had Iowa winning, but a lot of hoop fans had LSU winning this game. And Iowa was like, nah, not so. Not so, Joe. And they got the job done. So shout out to the Iowa Hawkeyes. Shout out to Lisa Bluter. I thought Lisa Bluter had a masterful game plan. Masterful. The zone that they played in that first half against LSU, I thought it was a great zone. I do. Yes, LSU got scoring out of that, but I thought it was smart. And then they switched it up in the second half, and they went man to man. Like overall, on defense, I thought Iowa did as well of a job as they could on defense. And then on offense, it was running the ball through Caitlyn, having Caitlyn turn the corner on defenders, having players getting ready for their shot when Caitlyn dishes it out to them so they can score. That's great coaching. And I thought Lisa Bluter, you know, shout out to Lisa Bluter. I thought she did a good job today. I did think she did a good job. All right, y'all. Shout out to Maria. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate that. All right, guys. I see some warnings about keeping it classy in the chat. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but yeah, please keep it classy, y'all. Please keep it classy. Thank you very much. But I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Y'all, it's so many chats sometimes that I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so I mean, shout out to Iowa. Shout out to Iowa, man. Shout out to all the people who believed in this team, even when I didn't, because I didn't anticipate them to win. I really didn't. But guys, UConn has a sizable lead against USC. UConn is beating USC 52-43, guys. So yeah, Danny, I thought you did a good job. Yeah. Danny says Bluter is a fantastic coach in many ways, X's and O's, but also keeping her team grounded. Yeah. I don't know. Probably yes. I'd probably say yes. This was definitely probably going to be down as the most watched game of the tournament. This game was intense. It was absolutely intense, and it was fun to watch. It was very, very fun to watch. They did, Kanan. Yeah, they did. Yeah, in the last couple of minutes, if the lead wasn't 10 points, if the lead was lower than it was, LSU would have came back and won, even with Angel in foul trouble, because LSU started doing a heavy press on Iowa's inbounds, and Iowa started making mistakes. If LSU does that 5 minutes earlier, with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, LSU would likely be your winners right now. But they didn't. X's and O's is what matters, guys. X's and O's. Darius says, Quiddy, did you see the April Fool's post on Caitlyn being injured? No, I didn't see that. But guys, did y'all get pranked for April Fools today? Let me know in the chat if y'all got pranked for April Fools. I did not get pranked. I really wanted to prank somebody, but I couldn't think of a prank that I could do without someone getting really, 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 really mad at me. So I decided not to do a prank. Mika says, want to see Juju go against Caitlyn. That would be a great game as well. I mean, yeah, but we likely won't see that. We'll likely see Paige go against Caitlyn because it seems like UConn is going to win this game. AUP says, Quita, you've been saying that all year that LSU's lack of depth will eventually hurt them. I think it did today. Yeah, I did. But when I was saying it, I was a hater. When I was saying I was called a hater. And now it's true. It's true. Like you have to be able to have more players that can show up and do something, because Hailey was having a bad game. Wouldn't it have been great to been able to put Velez in the game? But you couldn't. You couldn't put Velez in because Velez hasn't really played all season. That's why, that's the tough part. You have to have a bench, because when your star players don't show up, you need to be able to put somebody else in the game. And they just didn't have it. They didn't have it. Joe says, I don't think that the game had anything to do with depth, though. I do. Because if you had a deeper rotation, especially at the guard spot, Hailey wouldn't have really played today. She definitely wouldn't have played in the second half. Like I think that's the key. You needed another guard who could come in and take Hailey's minutes. Like that's what you needed. So to me, depth was important in this game. That was very important. Because you could have put someone else in to be able to defend Caitlyn Clark and to be able to make the right reads and whatnot on offense. Yeah, Mika says it is what it is. They need more depth. And Samaya, yeah. Samaya Smith being out all season has hurt them, because if Samaya Smith was playing, you could have. Yeah, she's a post player. She's not a guard, but you actually could have did well with her. You could have had, because you could have had like Angel, Aneesah, Samaya, last year Poa, and Mikaylah Williams and Flau'jae Johnson out there. And I think they could have been a big lineup that could have put Iowa in some fits today. But, Samaya's been out basically all year due to injury. And they just didn't have. They have the depth. They have top players that were really good in high school last year on their team. It's just that Kim doesn't trust them. She didn't trust them to play any meaningful minutes. I could have absolutely. Oh, that's like my bedtime alarm. I could have absolutely seen if Kateri Poole was on this team. Offensively, would she have like scored or whatnot? Maybe not, but I think it could have just been another person to put in to just give a little bit more in terms of rotation. So yeah. Let's see. Kenyon says having the depth at guard would have allowed you to be more physical with Caitlyn because of the extra fouls. Facts. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh my goodness, Vernon. Vernon says, even if my team, South Carolina, doesn't win, I'll be happy as long as Iowa doesn't win. I won't be able to tolerate the nonstop media coverage of Iowa Hawkeyes if they win a national championship. But it would be so fun. It would be so fun if Iowa won. Oh man, it would be so fun. Like I mean, I think the media, like how crazy things would be if Iowa wins the NCAA tournament. It would be insane. It would be absolutely insane the amount of attention that they would get. It'd be fun to watch. It would be absolutely fun to watch. But yeah, guys, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where I understand that Caitlyn and Iowa gets a lot of attention, and a lot of people don't like it like that, which is understandable. But it would be good for basketball if Caitlyn won. It would be, because the amount of just the sheer amount of attention it would have gotten, would have been great. Bree, thank you so much for the super chat. Bree says, Quita LSU talked all that trash about we not scared of South Carolina and was playing scared with Iowa today. Hashtag salty. And the laughing emojis. I mean, yeah. I don't think they played scared today. So guys in the chat, let me know if y'all think LSU played scared today. I don't think LSU played scared today. I think LSU played dumb today. I don't think they played scared. Whew. Oh my goodness. Was that Ice Brady for a 3? Y'all, Ice Brady just hit a 3, y'all. UConn is up 55 US. Ooh. Was that Caleb Padilla? Wow. With a okay, well, USC answers on their end. Guys, 55-51. UConn is winning. This is the end of the third quarter. Oh my goodness, what a game. What a game. What a game. So I don't think this was the case of LSU being scared. I think they played dumb. I think they played dumb. I don't think they played scared at all. They played dumb and they made decisions that they shouldn't have made. And it's you know, it was mistakes all around, from the coaching staff to the players. They played dumb. They didn't play scared, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what y'all have to say. But thank you so much, Bree, for the super chat. Saeed says, I think Flau'jae should have guarded Caitlyn Clark the whole game. I agree. She should have guarded Caitlyn the whole game. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. Kami says they didn't play like the defending champs. I mean, that's because, a lot of them weren't on the champion roster, right? Yeah, that was, yeah. Ice in her veins, Ice Brady. Like, oh man. Yeah, it was Ice Brady, and then Padilla answered with she's like, hey, you can do a 3-pointer, I can do a 3-pointer too. Beats the buzzer. Guys, this UConn USC game is a phenomenal game. I'm watching it on the side right in my periphery as I'm talking through the stream. But yeah. Shani says nobody is scared of Iowa, please. Ayup says they were nervous more than scared, almost like they didn't want to lose because of what they'd hear. Morrow looked very nervous the entire game. Yeah. That was that in the first half? Yeah. Timeout was called, and the camera showed her saying, "Give me the ball." And LSU went away from it. I don't understand why they did. LSU wins this game if they kept going to Reese. They win the game. They win it if you just go to Reese. But they don't. They start doing whatever they want to do, and then they lose. All right. Darius says, Quita, everyone was tagging Jasmine Carson and Alexis Morris and LaDasia Williams saying they were the missing pieces and they weren't wrong. I mean, yeah. Guys, remember, last season, in that championship game, the 3 top scorers for the team was Jasmine Carson, Alexis Morris, LaDasia Williams. Those are the players who had the most points on the team. And Angel Reese. Those are the players who did their thing in that game. So yes, absolutely. But also, they could have won without, like, sure, you don't have them, but they could have won without them. If LSU plays through Angel, but they didn't. They didn't. Mika says, loving these basketball games tonight. Great basketball. Absolutely. Absolutely. Facts, man. Let's see. Lola says Angel wasn't hitting her shots either after. I mean, so in terms of, oh, I thought I was gonna call a foul on that, but they didn't. Okay, sorry, got distracted from UConn and USC. Well, in terms of scoring, yes, Angel Reese did miss a lot of points, miss a lot of shots. Yes, she did. However, when I say play through Angel Reese, I don't mean have Angel Reese score every single time. That's not what I mean. Angel Reese is, in my opinion, the best passer on this LSU team. She's the best passer, and she's a post player. So, in order to win, you have to play through her and have her decide whether or not she's going to take it up or when she gets doubled and triple teamed, passing it out to the open player and having them shoot. Like this inside outside game is what needed to happen for LSU, and it didn't. It didn't happen. Shani says, watching Juju, a freshman, is insane. Yeah, Juju is crazy. Juju is crazy. Yeah, Tom says, let her pass out the double team to open player. Yeah, like, you play through Angel Reese, and this is not her taking up all the shots. That's not what it is. It's having her make the decision. Okay, I'm getting doubled. I'm getting tripled. Who's open? Dish. Seeing if they can make the shot. I think that's critical. Guys, Juju just got a huge and one. That's tough. Tough, man. Makes the free throw. Oh my goodness. Juju Watkins, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Juju Watkins. 19 points in this game. She has 9 rebounds. She's looking good. She's looking very, very good. Aneesah, Vic says Aneesah was invisible. I don't think she was ready for the moment. I think, yeah, she tried. She was just off. She was off today. All right. Darius says, Quita, do you think Iowa and South Carolina will rematch in the national championship? I mean, that would be fun. That would be great for women's basketball. That would be great for women's basketball if we saw South Carolina versus Iowa. I don't know. Maybe they'll get it. Maybe they won't. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, it looks like UConn might just edge out USC. And guys, the fact that UConn is in the Elite Eight and might actually make it to the Final Four is just insane. It is insane for a team that has like 7 or 8 healthy players for them to make it to the for them to possibly make it to the Final Four is crazy. Just Juju Watkins again gets to the bucket, but yeah, just the fact that that UConn is even a factor this year after all the injuries that they've had is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Shout out to Bree. Thank you so much, Bree, for the super chat. Bree says, I don't care. I just wait. I don't care. I just Iowa versus South Carolina again, so we can smash them like we should like we should have in the semifinals last year. Okay. Appreciate you, Bree. Thank you so much for the super chat. Roderick, the score is whoa. I gotta look at this play. Guys, we are all tied up 59-59. Woo. Y'all, USC getting some big buckets, guys. We gonna see what happens. But guys, I tell you, can y'all imagine having a USC versus South Carolina game in the championship game? That'd be fun too. That would be fun too. USC versus USC. Shani says the fact that Juju stayed home and got criticized for her decision. Look at USC. See now, yeah. Well, I don't think anybody expected USC to be this good this fast. I don't think anybody expected that because literally Juju has put this team on her back and dominated. And you've had players like Mackenzie Forbes and Rhea Marshall and Kayla Padilla show up at big moments to get the job done. So, you know, shout out and also coach Lindsay Gottlieb, she has done a great job this season. Like, she has done a phenomenal job with this program. So, you know, shout out to USC. Shout out to USC. Yeah, Vernon, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Though, Mika says, don't count out NC State. I mean, guys, we're gonna see Sanaya Rivers play against her former team in the Final Four, guys. NC State versus South Carolina in the Final Four. That game is going to be on Friday. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. Cannot wait. And guys, we need to figure out. Guys in the chat, let me know if y'all are planning on going to the championship game, because I want to do some sort of meetup before the game starts. All right. So let me know in the chat if y'all are going to be there for the championship game on Sunday, because if you are, we're going to organize some sort of meetup, and that'll be really fun. All right. Adrian says Juju is magic. Vernon says NC State is a fluke. I mean, they showing up though. NC State is showing up and showing out, especially Isaiah James is showing up and showing out. So I mean, a fluke might just win the championship, Vernon. a quote unquote fluke might just win the tournament. I'm just saying. Let's see. Rachel says South Carolina is showing their age during their press conference. I love how Don Staley had to remind them how they blew it massively. Yeah. They might not win because of I mean, but ooh, look how she scat for that rebound. Anyway, I think that's why they have a coach like Don Staley who's gonna check them and be like, nah, don't get too what's that saying? Don't get too big for your britches. I think she's gonna be like, hey, y'all a good team, but y'all can get got. Y'all can get got. And y'all will get got if y'all don't show up. So Neek the Nerd says, I'm not going to the game, but I will be in the city. The Cleveland Rockers are having a reunion. Rockers are having a reunion after the All-Star game. Really? Wow. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. That is very, very, very cool that they're having a reunion. Guys, how many people are going to the All-Star game on Saturday? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Eugene says college hoops more exciting than WNBA. Yeah, but I'm hoping that eventually the WNBA sort of catches up in terms of storylines. In terms of gameplay, the WNBA is phenomenal basketball. Phenomenal basketball. It's just that they don't have the narratives that women's college basketball has. And I think that's the tough part. That is the absolute tough part. All right, guys. This has been really, really fun. Doing a recap with y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I appreciate y'all y'all hitting that like button. I appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Guys, this has been, another live stream of us just hanging out, talking about the game that we love. When we talk about women's basketball, guys, we it's always important that absolutely, we talk about the games, we analyze what happened, we criticize folks for not criticize, critique players for not playing up to their standard and all that stuff. And that's great. But I think the one thing to always remember is to just sort of do everything in love. Remember that these players are kids for the most part. Like this is not the WNBA. These are kids with emotions and whatnot, and absolutely let's say how we feel and let's speak it with our chest and let's keep the same energy. But in general, like it's important for us to just remember that these are human beings. And I just love it, man. This is a fun time of the year. This is a fun time of the year where we get to enjoy the game of women's basketball, guys. We have a fantastic 5 minutes left of this USC versus UConn game. UConn is winning 63-60. We have 5 minutes left to go in that game. And guys, whoever wins this game, it's going to be fun to watch them battle against Iowa on Friday. Guys, again, Friday is the day, the Final Four. Everyone's going to be moving to Cleveland to watch this game. The Final Four is on Friday. On Saturday, we have the Women's College Basketball All-Star Game as well. We don't have the final list of the players who are going to be participating in that, but that is a thing that should be really fun to watch. And then on Sunday, we have the championship game, and what a game it's going to be, whoever is actually in that final game. Yeah, man, it's loving basketball. It's loving basketball, guys. It is loving basketball. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving what I am seeing, guys. DD in Tennessee says, absolutely, Quita. I have love for everyone, even Moki. Thank you so much, CAC, for rocking with me. I'll keep creating the spaces if y'all keep joining. I'll keep creating them if y'all join. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Dre said, Quita, before you go, stop trying to save Hailey. I mean, I like Hailey. I like, she's just in a bad spot with LSU right now. It's because her role was not properly defined, in my opinion. And I think it's a little bit less on Hailey and a little bit more on the coaching staff of LSU for setting expectations, for really, really defining how this team is going to play and how they should have played through Angel Reese in this game, in my opinion. But that it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at my I use a Ecamm Ecamm Live to stream, and it's telling me that we've had 2,000 chats during the stream. 2,000 chats during the stream. It's crazy. Absolutely, absolutely, positively crazy. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Really do appreciate that. Oh, Chanel, that'd be really crazy. Yeah. NC State's men is doing well right now. They're doing really well. Really, really, really well. Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate that. Tom says you do a great job covering the sport, Quita, and this always a fun chat. Thank you. Hey, y'all are what make this chat fun. Y'all are what makes this chat fun. Good night, Kyra. Good night, Kyra. Hope you have a fantastic night. Get some sleep, guys. Get some sleep. Get rested up, because we about to see some amazing basketball. She Code says the game almost over. Just stay on live. Sure. I will. We got 3 minutes left to go. All right, we got 7 minutes left to go. Or 7 minutes. We got 3 minutes left to go in the game. UConn 70, USC 64. USC with the ball. Let's see what they do. Oh, timeout called. Timeout called. Pisces Princess. What up, Pisces Princess on Twitter? What up? What did you think about the game? Let me know in the chat. Now we bullying you. Stay alive. Guys, Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins are killing. 29 points for Paige, 25 points for Juju. And guys, this is the battle that we expected to see. This is the battle we expected to see. Absolutely. And yeah, we got a little bit more to go. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the game. Oh, your leak on YouTube? Okay. All right, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, guys. Peter, I think you're right. 3 minutes probably does equal 15 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes basketball time is a long time. Is a long time. Dre, you funny. Oh man. I think USC is gonna eke out a win. They losing right now. Guys, I'm on so long I gotta fill up my water. I think USC is gonna win. But we're gonna see. Time is winding down. They are down by 6 points. UConn has the ball. USC is pressing. UConn easily breaks his press. Oh my goodness. Aalyah Edwards and one. Woo. Aalyah Edwards. Man. Appreciate you, League. Appreciate you. I thank y'all for rocking with me. I thank y'all for rocking with me. It's fun. It's fun to talk y'all through the games. It's really, really fun. Like there is you know, there's not many people in real life that I can actually talk to about women's basketball. But y'all, the awesome people of the internet, I can talk to y'all about women's basketball. And we can kiki, we can have a good time talking about this game. And yeah, right now, 9-point lead for UConn. They're on an 8-0 run. Juju Watkins with the ball, gets to the paint, passes it out to Padilla. Okay. Ooh. I'll miss it. Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a 9-point game. Still a little bit less than 2 minutes left to go. USC is trying to get that defense. USC has to get a stop right now. They have to get a stop. Oh, it's the dagger. The dagger's in. Paige Beckers just made a bucket. It's over. It's over, guys. We got a minute and 30 seconds left to go, but it's basically over. Oh my goodness. And the steal. Nico Mule with the steal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's over. It's over. UConn won this game. UConn won. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Paige buckets. Wow. She looked great. She looks great out there, y'all. I know people was talking about, Paige isn't, people talking about, Paige is overhyped and all that stuff. Nah, Paige Beckers is the real deal. Paige Beckers is the real deal. When you talk about the best player in women's college basketball, Paige Beckers has to be on that list. Absolutely has to be because she just is. She just is. Chico says, "Quitty, you're a bit behind." I am. My stream is behind. All right. We got a minute and 18 seconds left to go. UConn has the ball. They basically won. They basically won the game. It's over. It's over, guys. Oh. Oh, her shoe came off. Okay, I was about to say, like, Juju got hurt. Foul on UConn. Juju. They fouled Juju. It looked like her shoe came off. Oh my goodness. Appreciate you, L. Rogan. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Rich says, "Gino the GOAT." I mean, he is like, I mean, in my opinion, the best coach of all time is Pat Summitt. But Gino is for sure up there. Oh, 7-point game, 55 seconds left to go, or not 7-point game, 9-point game. 55 seconds left to go. They called a timeout. It's basically over. I have heard of that. That bar. Yep. It's dedicated to playing women's sports. Yep, I've heard of it. In Portland, I feel like, isn't there more of those of those as well? Arena says, "Q, I'm shocked you're still." I wasn't supposed to be. I got bullied into staying on a little bit longer. So we're gonna stay until the end of. It's 55 seconds left to go in this game. It may last. It may last longer. It may last longer than 5 minutes. This 55 seconds. But guys, it's the defense that won UConn the game. It's their defense. It is a straight up defense. Defense led to offense, and UConn got the dub. Mika says Paige is the real deal. Been watching her since high school. A beast. She's just been injured, so y'all not seeing it. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Pat Summit. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody can compete. Not right now. Not anybody. No one can compete with Pat Summit and how great of a coach she was. I mean, Dawn Staley. I think if Dawn Staley, if she stays as a coach, I think she can eclipse what Pat Summit has done. But yeah. She goes, appreciate you basically stayed in. Yeah, I that wasn't my intention. That wasn't my intention. But yeah. Mr. President is rooting. Mr. President is a Juju Watkins fan. He's a Juju Watkins fan, so he wants to see her do well. And he watching the TV. He kind of I need to give him a haircut. His hair is so long you can't even see his eyes. But he watching TV right now. Aalyah Edwards at the free throw line. She misses the second shot. Juju with the ball. You got to score quickly, girl. Score quickly. She got fouled. Okay, good. All right. She got fouled by Paige. Headed to the free throw line. Tom says Dawn got high potential, but yeah, she needs a lot more years to add to her legacy. Yeah, absolutely. UConn for sure surprised me. They for sure surprised me. T-Dub says, is Kara Lawson going to Tennessee? I hope not. For those who don't know, Kelly Harper, the head coach of Tennessee, has been fired. She was fired today. And it was funny that it came on April Fool's, and I was like, is this an April Fool's joke? But no, it was legit. She was fired. And now they're on the search. They're doing a nationwide search for their next head coach. I hope Kara Lawson does not go to Tennessee, because Tennessee didn't want her before. Duke hired her, and now we see some of the success that Kara Lawson's been able to have, and I think she should say, no, y'all didn't want me, so I'm not gonna be the head coach. I know I attended Tennessee, and I love Tennessee as a program, as a student, but y'all didn't want me. Duke did, so I'm staying with Duke. And that's personally, it's possible that she goes to Tennessee, but personally, I don't think she should. I think she should say, y'all didn't want me, so I'm sticking with my crew at Duke. Oh, almost turnover from Juju. It's over, y'all. It's over. So yeah, I hope she doesn't. She might though, but I hope she doesn't. Wow, guys, it is over. 76-69, 26 seconds left to go. UConn is on top. But guys, let me know, what do y'all think? Who do y'all think is gonna get this Tennessee job? I think Kyra says good taste for Mr. Press. I think that personally, I would have kept Kelly Harper for another season if I was Tennessee. I think since you're getting rid of Kelly Harper, you got to get a huge coach coming in there. Like, it's no way you fire Kelly Harper, especially Kelly Harper, guys. Sure, Tennessee didn't make it as far as they wanted to, but did we see the game in the SEC tournament where South Carolina beat Tennessee on a hope and a prayer, and a fantastical 3-point shot from Camila Cardoso? Like, personally, I think Kelly Harper has done enough to warrant keeping her job for another year. So in my opinion, I think she should have stayed. I think she should have stayed, in my opinion. Um, but they made the decision to move on. So now, if you're gonna make your decision to move on, you have to get a top notch coach coming in here, because otherwise, why get rid of Kelly Harper? So I know a lot of people were celebrating the fact that Kelly Harper got fired, but like, I think she did enough this year. I think she has done enough this year to warrant another season. I think she did enough to warrant another season. So I know not everybody's gonna agree with me, because um I saw a lot of people celebrating the fact that she got fired. Mm-hmm. Tom says, I think Duke coach will get it. The SEC a much stronger place to be with the upcoming conference realignment. Duke could end up anywhere. Plus, it's a prestigious job if she got offered. I mean, how can you turn it down? I mean, I think out of principle, I would have turned it. I would turn it down, because they didn't want her. They didn't want Kara Lawson. Duke did. And I say, and I would say it'd be different if she was in a, like, I feel like the ACC is in a pretty decent place. Yes, we saw uh Kenny Brooks, the head coach of Virginia Tech, which is in the ACC, leave the ACC and go to the SEC. But I feel like Duke is a different place than Virginia Tech. Duke is, yeah, sure, Duke is in the ACC, but Duke is the elite of the ACC teams. They have way more resources than just about any other ACC team. So, man, we all stop fouling. The game is over. UConn is winning 76-71 for USC. 16.7 seconds to go. They keep fouling. The game is basically over. I need this game to end so I can get off this live and I can finish on with my night. But guys, I was not planning on being on here for this long. Guys, this stream is 2 hours long. This is a long stream. Um, yeah. So personally, if I was Coach Kara Lawson, I would say at Duke. If she was at like North Carolina or Miami or some other school, sure, I could see you leaving. But Duke is like the creme de la creme, you know. So, all right, guys, they called another timeout. This game is over. USC is losing by 7. It's gonna take a miracle for them to win this game. It's gonna take a straight up miracle. It is, guys. Y'all heard my alarm go off. I go to sleep. I try to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, because, guys, I gotta get up in the morning early and get to work. And it take me a while to get to work. So I gotta get to work tomorrow morning. So this is a late night for me. And also, guys, remember, I gotta get up earlier tomorrow, because, guys, remember, I'm making another edition of everything you need to know about today's game. So guys, the goal is as I've had for the other games. The goal is to have that. The goal is to have that out in the morning. So I need to have that out like before I leave for work. Which, oh, they got a steal. Girl, you better make that. She missed. USC had a turnover and they had a chance to cut the lead down even more, but Padilla missed the 3. But yeah, guys, I gotta get up really early to produce that video. So I will wake up, write my script, record the video. I got to get clips of the press conferences, and I'll hopefully get that video out in the morning. If I don't, hopefully this just suffices. Hopefully this just suffices. But yeah. Ooh, guys, I'm tired. We have Aalyah Edwards at the free throw line. She was fouled. Guys, it is 80-73. 80-73. 3 seconds left to go. Game is over. Ball game. Ball game, ball game, ball game. Thank you so much, CAC. Thank you so much for the super sticker. It is of a fan character dressed as a cheerleader jumping in the air. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, CAC. Thank you. Right before I end the stream. Oh man. Juju emotional. She tried her best. She played her heart out. April says, I know the editing is HE double hockey six. It is. Guys, it takes a long time to produce those videos. I do to recap the games and what it's a lot easier because instead of recapping 16 games, I'm only recapping 2 for tomorrow, but it still takes a lot of time. It takes a whole lot of time. So hopefully I'll be able to wake up early to get that done. UConn advances to their 23rd Final Four. Shout out to UConn. They once again do it again. Guys, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Tough loss. Tough loss for USC. We have UConn versus Iowa in the Final Four. So get ready for that on Friday. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Until next time. Bye.